Hi Francis, on the streets of Bucharest, Romania, and I was going to do a video actually about the numbing of feelings and how after a certain point, you just feel less, particularly when you've been in the dating scene for, a period of time, and you've been through a number of different relationships. You've been through breakups, but also you've been through breakups that have been very seismic, very emotionally affecting breakups. I was going to do a video basically saying, in the end you kind of get numbed out to it. But actually, do you know what? Actually, that wouldn't be honest. Because I don't think I am numbed out to it, really. I don't think I am numbed out to it at all. And for some reason, some days are trickier than others emotionally, and Sundays are always a tricky time psychologically. I don't really know why. There's often that sort of Sunday dread, isn't there, that people get because of work the next day. And I would always get that when I was doing corporate. I would always get that when I was doing corporate. And I still get it to some extent now, even though I am self-employed. I mean, not that there's anything to dread so much on the Monday, but there's still remnants of it, because it's been there, I think, all my life, really, since school and everything. Anyway, so it's a Sunday now, and you just get that sort of low feeling, I think, on a Sunday, don't you? And you think about the people that have been in your life, and you think about the people that are no longer in your life, whether by your choice or by theirs. And it does seem that there is a larger and larger crowd of people who are no longer in my life, sitting on the other side of the fence, and then there's me wandering around the streets in Bucharest on my own on a Sunday, thinking about it. And well, there it is, really. I mean, what else can I say? It's not always easy to deal with those feelings. I think what I always wanted more than anything was to achieve some degree of personal freedom. I wanted to not get tied down. I think that's always been my thing, really. I've wanted to avoid getting tied down, and I've reasonably successfully managed to do that, although I've certainly had periods of time of getting tied down and getting stuck in relationships that arguably went on for longer than they should have done or needed to. But by and large, I've managed to go through life and sort of avoid a lot of the trappings of adulthood, really. People call it the Peter Pan syndrome, but yeah, just sort of avoiding responsibility to a large extent, avoiding any large commitments to my time or to my freedom or to my autonomy and all of that good stuff. And yeah, I mean, in many ways, obviously that's what I wanted, because ultimately, if you want to find out what somebody wants or what somebody wanted, you've got to look at what they actually do. There's no point, and this goes for yourself as much as it goes for anybody else, there's no point in listening to what they say. You've got to look at what they actually do. And if you look at me, the truth is that what I actually do, what I've actually done, has led me to exactly this spot where I am now, which is on my own, on a Sunday, wandering around Bucharest without having to answer to anybody. And in many ways, that's awesome. That's what I always wanted. But you have to acknowledge as well that it comes at a cost. And the cost, for me anyway, has been losing a lot of people out of my life that, I had a lot of love and affection for. And I'm not sure that the feelings around that do numb out, actually. I think they remain. I mean, maybe it's got a little duller. I mean, I just came out of something recently, and I was only with her really for a very short period of time. And so, I suppose, there's no scorecard on this, but I suppose it's not going to have the same seismic kind of apocalyptic nature as if you break up after a really long relationship. You've been together multiple years, or even been married or whatever. It's not going to quite have that same weight to it after a few months. But nevertheless, you meet people, and there's a few people that you meet in a lifetime who you have a sort of a a sort of a deeper rapport with, a deeper bond with, if you like. It doesn't happen every day. It doesn't come along all the time. Sometimes it does. I find maybe once a year, if I'm lucky, I'll meet somebody who comes to that, you know, meets that description. And when one of those people just has to leave your life, because ultimately they always do, then it leaves a hole, you know? And as I say, I don't think there's really any way to get around that. There's really any way to get around the feelings around that other than just by carrying on and getting on with stuff, you know? And that's just basically what I'm doing now. But it's, at the same time, it's oddly therapeutic to wander around in Bucharest and to see the quiet before the storm, if you like, to look at the quiet before the storm. Because all of this, even though it's a Sunday, all of this is going to rev up and it's going to get super, super busy later on. And the bars are all quiet at the moment. And yeah, this place must be mental during the summer. Anyway, there you go. Slightly emotional one. Let me know what you think. Maybe you resonate with this, maybe you don't. Whatever you think, put a comment below. And if you would like to talk to me about your own dating situation, about the options that you've got, and maybe figure out if we can work together to improve them, then drop me an email, troy@realtroyfrancis.com, or you can book a call with me on the Calendly link below. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.